Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. I say again, welcome to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. And what is my thought for tonight? Well, my thought for tonight is the vessel. And I'm going to say it again, the vessel. And what exactly am I talking about when I say the vessel? Well, I was having a conversation several days ago with a close friend of mine, and we began to talk, and I began to tell them, about the heartthrob fantasies that I had. You know how we do it. We see certain television personalities and we form and frame this idea of what it would be like to be in a relationship with them. Again, it's fantasy. And I began to share, that some of my fantasy heartthrobs, were let me see, Janet Dubois, of Good Times. Let's see, Kim Fields, I remember Kim Fields, Janet Jackson. And let me think. I think there was another person. I remember Diana Carroll, I believe the jazz singer, Diana Carroll. And there was a host of others, everything from Barbara Eden to Elizabeth Montgomery. But the culmination, the peak of it, of what was my ultimate fantasy was Bernadette Peters on Good Times, and she played Thelma. And I'm talking about when I mentioned her, I mean, I was cooked. I was through. She was, my epitome in my mind of what I thought, that a woman should be. And I formed this idea of what a relationship would be like to be with, Thelma or a woman like that. And so, as we begin to dialogue, and go back and forth, and understand that everybody has their own particular taste or pick, and we all do it, we all form these ideas and our own opinions about certain people, when we view them in celebrity status, and obviously it is a fantasy for a reason, because, in most cases, you're never going to meet these people, and you will never ever be in relationship with these people. But as we begin to peel back the layers of the onion and really nail it down, we thought about it, hey, wait a minute, these individuals that we make these fantasies of, they're nothing but human beings like ourselves, and they're just people just like us. And many times it's like you can form an opinion or this fantasy of an individual in your mind, but then sometimes when you get up close and you actually obtain it, you find out that it's not exactly what you thought it was. And it is definitely no knock to any of the individuals that I've mentioned, and to others, celebrities or whatever, people that we have made fantasized opinions of, but the bottom line is that we got to the root, and it's like the vessel. What good would it do you if the vessel is everything you fantasize about, but internally they don't have the substance or what it is that you need? And I'm going to say it again. What good is the vessel if they do not have what it is that you need? And, obviously, that's going to be different for every individual, but we are all enticed, by what it is that we desire. Even the Bible says that, a man is enticed, by his lust, and it mentions that we're carried away. James says that, and that's for men and women both, but the key ingredient, is to make sure that the vessel that you desire has exactly what you need. Because if that vessel doesn't have what you need, basically it's a waste of time. And that would explain in many cases why the divorce rate, is so high. Many times people jump into something and they don't realize what they're getting into. And then once they get into it, then they realize that, hey, wait a minute, this isn't what I thought it was. And the fire under my feet is a little bit too hot. And people don't take time to consider, hey, just because we formulate a fantasy about someone doesn't mean that they're the right fit or that they're compatible. And it goes both ways, doesn't mean that we're the right fit for them. So, before you step into a relationship or, any form of relationship, you have to know whether or not it is the right fit for you. Is that man or woman in that vessel, do they have what it is that you need and what you need to desire? And when I say need to desire, granted, you can't ignore what you're physically attracted to, so that is part of the package. They have to be someone that you're sexually and physically attracted to. That is part of the package. That vessel needs to have that. If they don't have that, and that's as part of your makeup and what you're looking for, then you don't need that vessel because they don't have what you need. And what it's going to lead to is, unhappiness and dissatisfaction for both people. Nobody wants to be rejected and to be something that no one wants, And you could extend that, to other relationships. But the bottom line, for this one, as I boil it down to male and female relationships, does that vessel have what you need in it? There is nothing wrong with your personal preferences, as I have my own. But I do not believe in connecting and hooking up with an empty vessel. If the vessel doesn't have what it is that you need in their container, then basically it may look good on the outside, but basically it's empty. And that is exactly what you're going to get. Emptiness and dissatisfaction. And so it would behoove, us, to vet, the potential partners that we intend to commit to or make long-term relationships to include marriage. And like I said, this goes, for business as well, But I'm boiling it down, to male and female relationships. We make these fantasies and we think that a person is going to be one way, and when we finally get to meet them or we get into a relationship with them, we find out that they have different idiosyncrasies or certain habits, certain flaws that we don't like, or things that we may not be accustomed to. So, you got to decide, does this vessel have what it is that I need? And if that vessel does not have what you need, then basically you can't, move forward and progress properly like you should. What good is it, if you need Similac, but you give an infant, something that they don't need. You don't give an infant Coke because it's not what they need, If they need vitamins and certain minerals, you have to make sure that they are getting the nutrients that they need so that they can properly feed off of it and that they can properly grow and become stronger. When you do not give what is needed, then that leads to deficiency. And you are seeing the result of that, in relationships. And then with this climate environment, it turns the heat and the notch up, to another level, like exponentially. But what I was saying is that consider, what it is that you desire, but you gotta be realistic and practical. Make your desires, bump them against what is realistic and what is practical. So that way you don't lead yourself into a dead end. And then you find yourself with a world full of heartache and disappointment, and also with a bunch of woe, and also can possibly lead to some financial devastation. But again, the vessel, do they have what you need? Think about it. But that's all I have on this one. And so I will say again, thank you to those that have subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. That's SNAKZTHOUGHTS, Snacks Thoughts. And you can find this podcast on Anchor, Spreaker, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, SoundCloud, Radio PBM, and a host of other social media platforms to include Facebook podcasts. And I also have a YouTube channel called Eric Broadus YouTube, EricBroadus YouTube, or either ericbroadusyoutube.com. So please go over to my YouTube channel and smash that bell to become subscribed. Smash that like button to like the video. If you don't like it, you can smash the unlike button. But please leave a comment, whether you like it or you don't. Everyone has a right to their opinion and to be heard. But again, consider that the vessel. What is the vessel that you're getting involved with? Did you vet them properly? Do they have internally and ultimately what it is that you need? Can you grow with them? But that's all I have on this one. And I thank you guys. And also, I am teaching how to succeed in the military on Skillshare. And I will leave the link in the description. So go on over and subscribe to Skillshare, where I share different principles and concepts on how to succeed in the military, from the basic principles all the way to different leadership and communication and diversity. It's a whole host of what I'm getting ready to download and what I've already laid out on Skillshare. But that's all I have, guys. And I want to say thank you for listening and spending your time. And I got more to come, and I have some military content coming out on my YouTube channel, as well as other philosophical topics. All right, guys. Peace out. Have a great weekend and stay safe.